What's up, everyone? This is the BumCast presented by Circa Sports Illinois. Bum fans, the World Cup is here, and it's time to kick off with the biggest, baddest sports book in the game, Circa Sports. Sports betting the way Chicago deserves. No bet fees in Illinois. Circa Sports hooks you up with player-friendly pricing, better in-match options, top-tier customer service, and more. From money lines to goal-scoring props, first half to full-time. Take your shot with the Circa Sports app. Bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. I am your host, HBIC, the head bum in charge, along with Baloney, Dougie Fresh, Joey P. Happy Monday, gents. It is World Cup week.
Look at those fireworks from Joey P. Give me some more. The World Cup's here, baby. We're kicking it off on Thursday. I'm excited to talk two types of football today.
We're back talking Bears today because there's some big breaking Bears news that happened last week, but it's all about the football this week. So hope everyone's ready for this Monday. There's no Sox game on, so you can sit back, relax, and strap it down and join the BumCast tonight. And we are looking very mighty fine, boys. So how we doing tonight? Peter, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I am jazzed up for the World Cup, like you mentioned. I mean, it's my favorite time every 4 years. I have to wait 4 years for this, and I'm ready to go, raring to go, rip-roaring to go. But I feel like I'm getting cucked by my very own Joey P. This man, I don't know if it's World Cup fever or just McDonald's fever, because this guy is collecting McDonald's cups like Pokemon. I got one, and it's this bum, Santi Jimenez from Mexico. This guy right here has his own McDonald's cup. Me and him have exactly the same amount of European golds this season. But Joey P's out there collecting them all. I think it's been out since Friday. Joey P, you must have been at McDonald's like 8 times already. How are you not 1,000 pounds?
Let me see. Let me show off the collection so far. This is what we got. Now, just to preface this, there are 9 collector's cups out here. 1 of 9. So number 1, this is what we got. We got this purple guy. So I don't know. What do you guys think about this purple guy? Is he a true athlete? Is that what's his name?
Big butt plug.
What's his name?
Grimace. I think it's Grimace because he's kind of
Grimace.
I've been on record on this BumCast that I do not like Grimace. Grimace is my least favorite of all the McDonald's playpen characters. I got my guy Mayor McCheese somewhere over here. I don't remember where, but I'm not a Grimace guy either.
I would have to agree. I mean, this was the first one that I got, and I was so disappointed. And because I was so disappointed, I got 2 of them. So anyone wants one or is willing to do a trade with me, that's what we're trying to do on these streets. We're going to do trades for some of these. I got Ronaldinho. That's a good one, right, Peter?
Yeah. That's a very good one. Legend. Brazilian legend, Ronaldinho.
All right. We're going to bend it like Beckham in this house.
I might fight you for that. That's the only reason I'm trying to get them. I just want my Beckham cup and be done with it. You're going to have to go a couple more times so we could trade. I would trade you one of my Jimenez's.
How about a Son?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, he's good. Son, I like Son. Heung-min Son, he's good. Koreans love him. Rightfully so.
Team Canada, Alphonso Davies.
Bomb. I mean, he's
fine.
How
many fucking Big Macs are you eating, dude?
Hey, first of all, I'm a McDonald's breakfast junkie, so I ain't eating no Big Macs.
You're on here every week talking about your doctors, tell you got high cholesterol and shit, and then you're fucking out there every day with double bags of McDonald's, dude. I'm like,
breakfast,
I'm gonna tell your doctor, man.
Hey,
try to save you from yourself.
When the news from McDonald's dropped last week about these cups coming out, he upped my dosage on that cholesterol. It went from 10 mg up there. Double.
That's funny.
No, but this is honestly something fun. There's 9 cups. I promised myself I'm only going to make 9 trips. So if I get all 9, if I'm that lucky, fine. I've done 7 out of 9. I got 2 more bullets left in the chamber to try to get a couple.
I don't think you should be using that analogy when you're ordering all that McDonald's.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
We're going to start the GoFundMe right now for your upcoming medical bills.
No, I'll be good. We'll work it off. We work it off in the sun all day, baby. Don't worry about it.
How about it?
So, no, but it's something fun to do, and it's getting us in the mood for World Cup, right? Pedro, you just said it. This is something that comes around only once every 4 years. So if this is what gets me hyped up for it, going around pretending I'm still a 5-year-old trying to get my mom to get me my Happy Meal toys or whatever, so be it. And that's what I'm trying to do.
I do like that McDonald's is stepping their game up. Jason, you were doing the same thing with the old school McDonald's Happy Meal toys. You and Scarlett were going back and forth.
They're back there, the changeables.
With like the changeables. And these things remind me, and I've got it over there. I could go walk and get it. Do you remember the Dennis Rodman color changing cup from McDonald's? I still got mine. I got to do a test run and see if the color changing hair still works. But I used to be a sucker for all those like Bowls cups from the 90s. So it's just a little bit of nostalgia. I like that they did this.
Yeah, you had the Dream Team cups back in the day too.
I've got a 92 Dream Team. I've got the Lovables one. I'm looking at a bunch of them. I should probably bring them out there. Maybe next time.
Oh yeah.
Dougie, how you doing tonight?
Good. So I saw a little thing, and since obviously we're sponsored by Circa now, it got me thinking, and I wanted to ask you guys a little bit of a question, kind of like a little bit of a question of the week, perhaps. Saw this thing. So a friend lends you $200, you gamble, you win 200 million. What are you giving that friend out of that 200 million?
10% finder's fee.
That's pretty good. 10% is probably the right amount.
Okay. What
does it depend on which friend gave you the money?
I guess it does. Yeah. I mean, I mean, does it to you? Like, yeah, would it vary from person to person?
You got to figure if a friend is loaning you money, I'm not asking a random Joe Schmo to loan me $200, right? I don't know if I'm asking anybody, but it would be like one of like, I could only see this happening if like we were at like Vegas, like it like I would never be like sitting on my couch being like, Jason, loan me $200 so I can make some World Cup bets. But like, we're in Vegas, we're at the Circa Sportsbook. I forget my wallet, or sometimes you gotta like move some funds over. Hey, spot me a couple hundred real quick. That happens in Vegas all the time. So if that's the case, I'm either traveling with like a good amount, like I'm only traveling with my closest friends, you guys, some family members, and that's about it. So yeah, I guess it does depend on who the friend is, but I'm only asking my closest of confidants for $200. So yeah, it would be around the 10% mark. I think that would be friendly.
Yeah, because like it's not like you're taking this $200 and going buying like scratch off or lotto tickets, right? I have to only imagine that you're doing this at like a craps table, high roller kind of shit, room or something. Oh, I'm putting $200 on or I got a horse race or something like that, right?
Right.
You hit a superfecta or some shit on some crazy odds.
So that it was my answer. My answer is it all depends on how fast I win that money. If it was something to where like I borrow $200 from you, and then all of a sudden, boom, I hit for like 200 million, like right out of the gates. Like if it was like a fast transaction like that, then I'm giving you half. I'm 100% going to give you half. Like if it was like something like that. Now, if it was something like, hey, you're loaning me $200, like, and it isn't like, the expectations are there, like Peter said or whatever. Like, hey, I just didn't want to hit the ATM. Some of those ATM fees at casinos can be pretty hefty. Like, hey, spot me 200, I got you, and next time we link up or something. Like. If it's that, and then like I'm gambling all night and I just go on like a crazy heater and build myself up to that, then yeah, I would probably be in like that 10 to 15% range. Because like then it's like then you put the work in. Yeah. But if it's an instant pop, like boom, happens right then and there, half.
Because you can't, your buddy can't be like, well, that's technically like half of my money, because you can't say that your buddy would have done the same moves that you would have done,
right?
Like at the blackjack, craps table, baccarat, whatever. So, but yeah, I think if it's like horse track, Keno, some progressive jackpot or something like that, right? I think you probably got a fair point there, Dougie. Like, here's your money back, and I'll throw a little 20 on top.
Right.
I do like this hypothetical. I feel like they could have easily made this hypothetical like you loan somebody 200 and you get 2 million. 200 million.
Yeah.
Turning $200 into 200 million. I mean, it's one of your crazy 59 leg parlays. And at that point, if you're using it for one of those dumb parlays, I'm not giving you the $200, Dougie.
that would be something, man. Like Baloney says, "Nah, I ain't giving you the $200," and then Jason spots me at 200, and then it's like, what did I do?
Now, this is definitely the consensus answer, though. The finder's fee, the traditional 10%. Dougie, when you sent this text, shout out Chuck's Barbecue. We're hanging out there, and we asked our bartender, Tommy, quick question for you, Tommy, and read the question off to him, showed him my phone from your text, and he's like, oh, easy, 10% finder's fee. So I think most would gravitate towards that. It's fair, right? Yeah. Nice, cool $20 million for loaning 200.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. So I had something funny happened this weekend. Like I got an email, you get all the concert copy, like Ticketmaster, Live Nation, you get all those emails. And there's an email from Ticketmaster I got that said Bill Burr was coming to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big Bill Burr fan. Try saying that 3 times fast. And it's like, okay, pre-sale starts now. So I'm like, man, I'm just going to check and see. I'm waiting in the queue. Queue goes in, and it's the artist pre-sale. And I'm like,
nice.
Ticketmaster, like, okay, so like it's Chicago Theater, right? It's not that many seats at the Chicago Theater for the show, but there was like 10,000 people ahead of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, probably not gonna. I just want to see what comes up, if anything. Artist presale, the thing comes up. It says artist presale. I'm like, fuck. You know what? Let me just try it. I type in Burr, and it let me in. like Ticketmaster doesn't do shit with like their presale code. I got on the artist presale because dumbass used his last name as the code.
That's awesome.
And I got first crack at tickets. So third row balcony for Bill Burr.
Nice. Now my question was gonna be, when is the concert or when is the show?
It's August 2nd. No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
October
that's
2nd.
not bad.
No, October 2nd.
Because some of these Ticketmaster pre-sales are like a year and a half away. Like for like the bigger tours. But like I'm like, I don't even know if I'm like interested in this artist a year and a half from now. So it's like it's getting crazy. I do like it's relatively soon, Jason. So that's
yeah. Because I figured just to give it a shot, because like I noticed that like when we would buy like wrestling tickets or something, like you get the pre-sale code, it would be like Raw or AEW. It's something so stupid. Like
like if it's a Hell in a Cell, it's just like HIAC Chicago or something.
Right, exactly. So I just lesson for all the kids out there. You want to try to crack the pre-sale, use the simplest thing you could possibly imagine, and it probably works. Now, what's even more kind of funny, ironic, is the following week we got tickets to go see Smashing Pumpkins. So I'm seeing the brothers a week apart from each other.
Where are the Pumpkins playing?
United Center.
That seems like a big arena for the Pumpkins in 2026. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not. I don't like to shit on the Pumpkins all that much. I'm a fan. United Center's a big arena to fill for Billy Corgan in 2026. Is he bringing Wizzo?
Oh, good question. But yeah, like so me and my wife, and then my brother, and now sister-in-law. My brother got married over the weekend, so shout out my brother. Nice little wedding, at and then the after party at Country Club, the family bar. I like to say.
You're gonna use that all the time.
all the time. Yeah, so that was nice. Good times. And I was hurting, had to do a graduation party the next day, so that was not fun. Wedding till 3 a.m, and then up for a graduation party at noon. Go.
Question, because I know you, and I know you've complained about this, and what was the graduation? Like what
High
stage
school.
in life? Okay.
High school.
Okay.
Yo,
I know you've complained.
My wife knows my my anti-graduation. Like congratulations on, doing the bare minimum to, go to the next level.
I would argue that you should cut off high school from that.
Yeah. I'm like, just give me the college grad. When you're done, have it. Then you graduate. Then's your graduation party, right? I know everyone does kindergarten, elementary, high school, college. When you're done with school, let me have one big party for you to celebrate you. I'll give you an envelope. We'll call it, and then go work for the rest of your life.
Right. That should be the Jason caveat. Like, hey, that's fine. You can invite me to every single one of your graduation parties, but you're only getting one card. So like choose where you
choose which
stop.
level choose which level you
pick
want.
When you want it.
Yeah, right. It's like a damn savings bond.
I mean, like, and I can't say that like I didn't do that when I was a kid, right? Like my parents did every single level of graduation party for me, and I didn't really want like a high school level one, to be honest. Because I was like, whatever.
A high school graduation party is awesome if you're inviting your high school friends. If it's a kegger, like sign me up for that. Like, I don't want my uncles and cousins and everyone celebrating my high school graduation. It means nothing to me.
Right,
But if
exactly.
you're telling me, like, I'm able to, get a keg, have a good time.
No,
with,
that
like,
was
my high school
mine,
friends.
dude.
Yes.
That was mine. It was like Olive Garden or some shit when I fucking graduated. Like family dinner. I can't remember what it was, but it was all family. It wasn't, friends and like friends, family kegger or anything like that. No. I'm like, I got to go to college in 3 months and, be massively in debt. What the fuck is $100 going to do for me?
Pass the breadsticks.
Yeah, exactly. Tell me when.
Yeah, see, I like CD44's comment right here. Are insane. Not a big accomplishment. Get a job.
Yeah,
I'm saying when you're done, we'll celebrate.
Right.
So, but yeah, that was a crazy 24 hours. I did not like doing the wedding and then graduation party. The week before I went to Spy Bar. I'm not built for these multiple weekends.
you're not built for
4 a.m.
Chicago summers anymore.
Shit, I'm not really. So. All right. Let's get some sports talk, guys, because we're doing some Bears talk today.
Sure.
This broke. Whoop, that was the wrong graphic there. We'll get to Caleb in a minute here. Statement from George McCaskey and President and CEO Kevin Warren, because nothing Kevin Warren likes better than sending his memos. Yesterday, the Bears board of directors met and voted to advance our stadium development project in Hammond, Indiana. With the exact site to be selected, we believe a world-class stadium project in Hammond will transform the region, connecting Northwest Indiana to the south side of Chicago through the Loop and across neighborhoods and suburbs stretching north of the city. It will bring Chicagoland together and deliver new opportunities to residents and businesses. And that's just a whole lot of fucking blah, 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 blah. Because when I first read that, I read it as the board of directors did it. George is still the owner, right? So in the board of directors overwrite George, or does George have the final say?
George does not have the final say. They all have to agree upon it. He's just like the voice. He's the focal point. He's the point man, if you will. But no, George could easily get cucked. And judging by the khakis he wears and the polos he wears, he's a cuck guy.
He's a cuck guy.
That's a good point. So, obviously, end of last month when the Illinois legislature didn't pass the sports authority bill, everything, kind of was like shit the fan. Now they tried to call the Bears bluff. People were saying now the Bears need to actually like man up. We were talked about it last week too, that the Bears should just man up, drop some nuts, say we're going to Hammond. Well, they went half-ass in it because now they kind of left the door open for Illinois. So now it begs the question, do you think Illinois comes back to and calls a special summer session to get Arlington Heights done?
Me personally, I don't think so. Politicians aren't going to give two shits about like coming in for the summer to try and get something done for that. They're going to enjoy their lavish vacations and have a good time, and they'll be like, hey, if they're still here around the fall, they're still here around the fall. I think that they're like still in the mindset that they're bluffing. So yeah, I think that they're going to continue to call their bluff and be like, see you guys when the pumpkins are out.
I personally think that Chicago has a better chance again than Arlington Heights at this point. There's just so much. Doug, you hit the nail on the head as usual when it comes to talking to Illinois politicians and all encompassing. It just to get stuff done. It's what can you do for me, right? What do I get out of it? And if there are too many hands in the cookie jar and too many folks might want to know what they're going to get out of it, it's just never going to happen. But Hammond it is.
Yeah, Hammond it is until it isn't, because it is a bunch of pump fakes. I said, how many times are we going to do this? How many times? Like, I don't care how many press releases you release. And it was everybody. I mean, the Bears had one, the governor had one, the mayor had one, alderman had one, the governor from Indiana had one. We had one, because I'm like, enough of these press releases. This is fucking crazy. But if they really were in the business of taking the best deal possible, there would be shovels in the ground already in Hammond. And I understand you got to figure out the site and you got to do the survey and the land and the swamp and everything else. But Indiana's given them a sweetheart of a deal, deal that would probably save Kevin Warren's job and maybe get him another job somewhere else. Because if you look at it from a business perspective, it's everything they want. But they want to stay in Illinois. And I think George has made that very clear. And that's where it's like a rock and a hard place. Like, I feel like it's going to be more posturing, more pump fakes, more like leverage, if you will. Even though they have no real leverage, they're going to try to all of the smoke and mirrors to try to get that Illinois special session. I just don't think it's going to happen.
What do you think? What do you think the inner turmoil is over there? Because you would have to believe that Kevin would take the Hammond deal in a heartbeat, and it's George that's holding everything up.
I think it's George and the siblings.
Yeah,
it's George and the McCaskies. They don't want to be known as the team that moved them out of Illinois. George Hallish, Virginia. Like, he knows, like, he's still got the ghost of Virginia in his ear.
It's like Norman Bates. Shut up, ma'am.
Exactly.
What do you want me to do?
It just, the problem is, it's the same thing I talked about last week or 2 weeks ago. But last time we talked about this, it's the blind leading the blind, because the Bears are not good businessmen. Right. Illinois politicians are not good politicians. The mayor is a dumbass mayor, and it's like they're never going to figure it out.
Right.
My wife asked me this question when we were out having dinner the other night on Friday. Because she was asking like the time frame, because this happened so long ago. Do you think that Ted Phillips would have had shovels in the ground already if he was still?
No.
Nothing
about Ted Phillips in the history of Ted Phillips makes me think, except for actually getting the Arlington deal. That was his last big move, and I'll give him credit for that. He actually pulled the trigger and bought the land. I mean, the McCaskies bought the land, but he made the deal. But no, I don't think Ted Phillips would have either. I don't know who would have been able to broker this deal for the McCaskies, other than Ari Gold. Honestly, some fictional character that goes in big swinging dick and kind of those people don't exist in real life, or at least not that I know of.
Do you think in a way that the Bears kind of fucked themselves by buying the land before getting, kind of like they put the cart ahead of the horse and they bought the land, and in that return, they were just kind of Illinois is we know you're going to stay here because you bought the land.
No, I thought it was smart on them to buy the land. I just think it's not smart on them buying the land when you don't have money to build a stadium or pay for the taxes. They're only so rich, and we talked about the valuation and everything else. The fake money and the actual paper money are two completely different things. Because if this was a Stan Kroenke or a Jerry Jones, they would have had this stadium built already, because you grease the right palms, you sign the right deals, and it's a done deal. But the fact that they're rich, but they're broke boys for rich people, that's the problem.
Yeah, I told her, I was like, I don't, because Ted Phillips was super bad at his job. We all know that, right? And I told her that, if he was still around, we probably don't have Ben Johnson. That's all
Right.
Kevin Warren, like, basically, giving a wedgie to McCaskey saying, hire this man. I think he probably would have known how to deal with Illinois politicians a little better than Kevin Warren does.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that necessarily translates to anything, just because the way when Illinois came out the gate and said $200 million for nothing that's built, and everyone's like, oh, fuck. Yeah, but, like, we're going to tweet police later in the show, and I put out the tweet about, Bears, and I was just being meathead, clickbaity, Bears should sell the team, and everyone's in the comments saying, like, the Bears are billionaires. The Bears are billionaires. No, they're not. Like, the Bears are committing $2.5 billion of their own money to build a stadium. You think George doesn't have that. That's all going to be fucking loans and shit like that. If you Google George McCaskey's net worth, he's worth $5 million of the charter franchise for the Bears. He is not a billion. He's a paper billionaire. He's a fake billionaire. If you want to get shit done, sell some shares to Pat Ryan. He'll get shit fucking done.
They don't want to do that.
I know they don't want to, but that was kind of my point. And that tweet that I did was to sell the team, and not necessarily you have to do full sale, but like, Pat Ryan would get shit fucking done. So do you want to be the guy that moved the Bears out of the stadium, or do you want to swallow a little pride and work with someone who knows how to get shit done? And that was kind of the point of my tweet was like, you look, I forgot the owner's name for the Fire, but he just did it with his own. Mansueto. Yeah. Fucking just does it right off the bat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't take any fucking posturing with the state or anything. And I know people are like, well, the Bears want the fucking, roads and, infrastructure in this. Do you think that
the tax certainty?
Yeah, the tax certainty. A billionaire who could do that would be able to lobby correctly with the right people to get that done quickly. And if he's putting up more of his own money, the state's probably more inclined to be like, hey, if you're fronting everything, we'll take care of more of the infrastructure. But since you're asking for infrastructure and money for, funding the stadium and everything, of course the state's gonna push back. So it's just a whole bunch of idiots fighting with each other because none of them in the Bears front office knows how to do business.
Yeah, the argument for them is that they're not asking for money for the stadium. They're only asking for money for the roads and the infrastructure and the tax certainty. Allegedly, they're paying for the stadium, but that's smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, you're saying that they're going to build that stadium in that whole property for $2.5 billion when SoFi costs $5 billion. I would love to know where in Illinois, where nothing stays on time or in budget, where they think they could build a stadium in Arlington for $2.5 billion.
Don't they still owe the 2003 renovation of Soldier Field?
That has technically officially paid off.
Officially,
yeah. They paid off,
but they're still
portion.
Leasing it. Yeah, the city and the state still owes their portion, but that's not a surprise.
Yeah, and that's one of the sticking points with Chicago is they want the Bears to pay that portion because the city and back then conducted such a bad deal for the renovation that the Bears are like, yeah, okay, our portion's done, and now the city's like, well, you still stay here, so you should give us some more money. And it's like it's just Chicago being Chicago because they can't get their shit together.
Yeah, I did see, and I can't remember who tweeted it. It might have been Burns, but he was saying that they should just stay in Chicago, knock down Soldier Field, redo the whole thing, and then in the meantime, just play at Northwestern.
Yeah, in Evanston.
Yeah,
I went to a game when the Bears played at the Illini Stadium. I hated it. That's
but I mean, we got a brand new stadium now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm by no means a Northwestern guy, but I'm gonna go check out the new joint. Like you check out the new digs. Like same thing when the Fire. Like, who's big pumped about going to a Fire game once the new stadium is built? Madison, because she thinks that she can get a goddamn Happy Meal on the concourse.
You can. There's going to be a McDonald's there.
Oh, I know.
Joe's going to be collecting Chicago Fire cups all season long.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that there will be with the naming rights and everything like that. But could you imagine like how that's going to play big with families? Get yourself some nugs. Yeah.
No, our guy Alex Campbell from CHGO Fire was talking about the stadium and the deal with McDonald's, and I said by that time they're gonna have a Weston McKinney or a Christian Pulisic on the team. I'm eating a McDouble for each goal that one of the United States men's national teams play. That's a sacrifice I'm making for this team.
Come on, man. Don't go McDouble.
I'm a
Don't go-
McDouble guy. I know.
Come
I
on.
don't like the
You
double
like-
cheeseburger.
You like cheating yourself out of a
There's too
slice
much
of
cheese.
Come on.
I'm a meat guy.
too much
Give me the
cheese.
meat.
See, that's my whole knock on Uncle Beef, but dude, he's getting himself the triple cheeseburger and it's only got 2 slices of cheese. That's a con. That's not real. That's
much
faking. No, that's faking my thing. Then call it fucking 3 patties and 2 slices of cheese.
Question for you guys. Now, there's a Hammond Arlington. Do you think this could all be resolved if the city just sold Soldier Field and the land to the Bears? If the Chicago Park District got out of it?
One, and I you know what? They should have been my bum of the week this week, and they're not. But for a fact, that's not going to happen because, two, the city of Chicago are terrible business people. But Friends of the Park would never let that slide. Have you seen the George Lucas Museum that's about to open?
Yeah.
It looks so fucking cool. And people are like, oh, but private citizens shouldn't be building museums on parkland. That fucking thing in the middle of the lakefront would have been awesome. But the Friends of the Park and those boners, those nerds, they fucking ruin everything. So no, that makes sense, Jay, but it's just never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Imagine the Bears building taking another private airport or something. Like, sure, team flies in. Takes off.
I like the White Sox Dave idea, honestly. You talked about meathead ideas. This is the most meathead of ideas. But have the Bears play by the land where the White Sox play right now. The White Sox go to the 78 or in front of the 78, and then you build Soldier Field where White Sox Stadium is, because then you have all the parking lots that you could do the restaurants and bars and everything else like that. Yeah. Can you imagine walking to a Bears game from Johnny's place? Sign me up for that.
They would totally buy all those blocks.
For selfish reasons, I would want the Sox or the Bears to build a new stadium at Ford City.
Ford City.
Ford City. Yeah, that land is vacant right now, Joey P.
Yeah,
soon to be vacant, right? It's shutting down.
They're shutting down.
Yeah, this is the month.
You've been there recently, right? How many stores are still left in that place?
It's been at least 6 months ago when I did my whole memoir of what was Ford City. Had to have been maybe 5-6 stores left in the whole place.
Yeah.
There was a food desert in the food court. It was sad. Yeah,
Man.
You see, Jerry knows. Get all that infrastructure. It's already here. Every team can fly in and out of Midway. You got the hotel district right down the street too. You got Taco Row here on Pulaski. What else you want?
What happened to the Brock Candy Company that the Joker blew up? Is that anything?
No, don't think so. Or it's probably logistics.
They could take the whole thing. Take the Brock Candy Company, Ford City, all of Cicero. From Midway to 79th.
It's like one of the only times that I've ever seen my dad shed tears. Because he my grandpa and my dad both worked at Brock's Candy all their lives. And when he watched the Joker scene, he was little.
Your dad was victimized by the Joker?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
So that's wrap up this Bear Stadium talk. It's a whole bunch of nothing burgers until something actually happens. But looks like Hammond's the move, and we'll have to put out some Hammond Sports Bums merch.
Do we? Jer's the only one buying that shit.
All right, another piece of Bears news. One of the coolest things ever. Our boy Caleb, first ever Bears quarterback to be on the cover of Madden. He's got 2 covers. He got the deluxe edition with the Iceman. Super fucking pumped about this. I have a PlayStation 5, but I have the digital version. I might just buy both of those physical
the games, even though you
physical media copies and just like frame them or put them both together, frame them. Like never gonna play them, because I don't have a disc drive in my PlayStation.
Yeah.
But I haven't bought a Madden game in fucking like 15 years, 20 years maybe. That might be the first one I buy in a very long time.
I got to give a little respect to you, Jason. You're doing a good job as a host because you correctly pointed out that he's the first Bears quarterback to be on the cover of Madden. But he's not the first Chicago Bear because our guy, Joey P., Roberto Garza, the Hispanic man, was on the cover of Madden Latino or Latin Mexico or Madden Mexico. So he was the one breaking barriers. But I do love this. I don't care about the superstitions. I don't care about the jinx. I don't care about any of that. The fact that they got both of those covers and both of them are awesome. One, the Iceman one has always been, the move.
Yeah.
But the fact that they tried to recreate the Jordan picture now with a football player, and they talked about it with the skyline and the way he was jumping, and like his iconic throw was all part of that. But they used the Jordan skyline picture as a reference. I like that. It's a nice little homage. So I'm all excited for that. I don't have a video game cover, so I'm not gonna do like what you did, Jay, and buy a video game for a PlayStation 3. But I will probably buy the poster. I'm sure they're gonna sell them as posters.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was just gonna say that'd be a dope ass poster to have.
Yeah.
And you know what? Shout out to them too. Like they kind of kept that whole thing under like pretty tight wraps there for a while. I mean, like we kind of just found out about it maybe like 2 days before it dropped, and then you saw like all the all the behind the scenes videos being made and everything like that. And then also, shout out to some of our guys at Barstool. They got to hang out with the fucking Caleb at the release of it, and yeah, I mean that was cool.
And that's the fun part of it, at least to me now, right? Because we're not going to get the game for a little bit, but he's doing all the media rounds. He's doing the Kelsey Brothers podcast. He's hitting up like the meet and greets with Barstool and stuff like that. And we're getting some fun little tidbits about like Caleb both growing up and like a little bit of what they expect next season. He was talking a little bit about Ben Johnson with the Kelsey Brothers. And I thought it was all interesting. So I like this media run that he's in, this media blitz, if you will, because we get a little bit more out of Caleb, and that's what we, at least I like.
JT says Caleb on the cover, I know it's a 90 rating. I don't know if that's accurate
true.
or not. It is
true.
But I did see he said he got like 100 in like elusiveness or something like that.
Yeah, and he said he was happy with the 90 rating because it gives him something to look forward to. Because I don't know if you guys have played Madden nowadays. The ratings change week in and week out, depending on what happens in the regular season. So he's like, by the end of the season, I want to be a 99. And I'm like, fuck yeah, that's how we approach this. A 90 is nothing to sneeze at. But, like, by the end of the season, hopefully he's 98, 99. That means we're living good.
Player progression. I like it.
Yes.
The one thing I do like about the fact that he's on, he's the Madden cover boy, is that when they boot the game up now, Packers fans have to watch him throwing game-winning touchdown passes every time they boot it up. So they're just going to have more Packer tears. They were trying to stunt on the Bears for moving to, maybe moving to Hammond, Indiana, but then they had to take the L for Caleb being on the cover way before Jordan Love ever would sniff it.
I will say, I do. It made me laugh. I don't have the image on there, but like the people that photoshopped the Indiana smokestacks on the back of the skyline are like, God damn it, that's good. That's just that's just good interneting.
That's just good. It's good trolling, man. Gotta give credit where credit's due on that. Lovely Hammond. All right, more Bears talk here. We missed it last week, but OTAs were end of May. So there's a couple news and notes that came out over this. First off, Dylan Thieneman, they did sign him to his 4-year contract, so no surprise there. Can't wait to see him playing, this season. Going to be a great secondary. But the big news, I guess we could start off with, is Rome Odunze. His foot he might be a little disfigured now with the foot, because he was He was
Got a club foot.
Fucking Deion Sanders.
Yeah. So he said his foot injury created a different type of foot structure with these bones, and that he said this is my new normal, and it's not from a standpoint that I'm always in pain, but the way my foot broke, there's calluses in there that creates a different type of foot structure with those bones, different types of things that kind of shift things around. He said that it's not going to prohibit him from making plays, but I feel like when the break, it's just like when you tear an AC, it's never really back to normal. So we mentioned, about his foot injury kind of when we talked about a couple weeks ago with the Bears, were they going to resign, some of their first or second round draft picks? We kind of said at this point, Rome's maybe a no on the bubble because of the way his play, but he did have the foot injury, so he needs a good bounce back year. But his comments, though, doesn't really give me much hope that thinking like this is an injury that fully healed. It sounds like, it might be one of those things that he has to deal with and adjust his style of gameplay to it now.
I did not like when he said that. I mean, the fact that it was like my new normal, I'm like, I don't want to be hearing that. And he might be, hopefully it's one of these, like, he's overselling it to kind of catch people off guard.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, whenever you break a foot, like all those like metatarsals, like that's it. There, some people are just never the same, and it sucks because he's so young still. But Xavier Thomas, come on down. Do you think there's a possibility they knew? I mean, obviously the Bears know the medicals. They know how this foot is healing, and they said, "Hey, we got to jump on an early wide receiver again in this draft because we just don't know how good Rome's going to be in the future." Because, like when we saw the draft, like obviously it's like, oh, it's Ben Johnson being Ben Johnson. He wants his receivers. He wants his gadget players. We want all of that. But there's a possibility of we're like, oh, we just lost DJ Moore and Rome Odunze's foot. It might not ever be the same. It might be disfigured, like Jason said. Club foot and all. So yeah, Xavier Thomas is that like break glass in case of emergency kind of deal. Yeah, the fail safe.
Speed.
Yeah. No, I think that you make a good point on that, because I kind of questioned, we talked about it after the draft. I questioned that pick of why they needed a wide receiver in the fourth round when you had Rome, Luther, Loveland, the way he broke out. Still have Komet. You got a great pass catching running back in DeAndre Swift. Like I didn't really get why they wanted. I know it was like, okay, maybe he wants a punt guy, but maybe now, or punt return guy, kickoff return. But now it's like, well, maybe they need someone because they don't trust the medicals on Rome. That kind of makes more sense now why they took a wide receiver when they did. But yeah, I just hope that it doesn't affect like the way he, because he was able to go up and get the ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was always one of his big things. Is he going to be able to get the same height? Is he going to be able to do the same breaks on his routes? I hope it's going to be, interesting to see when the season starts. But, like you said, Peter, those foot injuries are no joke, man. It's definitely something that you come down, bad angle, you get a defensive back steps on your foot or something, and next thing you know, you're limping off the field.
Yeah, I'm just kind of hoping that he does the Kevin Nash and just removes a blanket like right at the beginning. Yeah, like you guys already said or whatever. You hate to hear him talking about that because, like, A1, it's a cause for concern. A2, it sounds like, and I'm not saying that he was, but it already sounds like he's making up excuses for his play. And you never want to hear that out of a guy that should be your number one or number two. Only time's gonna tell. You're gonna find out real fast or whatever when it starts coming to these mini camps and stuff. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think that he's personally if anything, he'll probably have issues with his speed and elusiveness.
Cuts,
yeah. But I don't know. I think that if he's able to have a good camp and he's able to work on and progress towards making sure that he's comfortable with that club foot, as you put it, however you want to call it, I think that he'll be fine. And maybe he just gets repositioned more in the slot or something like that, so he's not going to have to do these long drag routes or anything like that. But that's what the speed is for, the need for speed. And got Zion, so hey, you got to make adjustments.
Yeah. Well, because on the flip side, Ben Johnson in his press conference during OTAs that he's, quote, buying Luther Burden stock right now. He said that he's having a great, off season, and that he's going to do anything he can to get the ball in his hands as often as we possibly can. So high praise. Electric off season is what the words he's been doing. Extremely coachable. We saw that, he came out the second half of last season, especially when Rome was more, sideline with the foot. Great route runner, does great breaks, got good yak. And the way Ben Johnson is selling it, Luther Burden might be WR1 going into the season.
Very well could be. On the flip side, looking at Jeff's comment when you said that they also wanted DJ in the trade and not Rome. If they wanted Rome, would you guys be comfortable giving up Rome and keeping DJ? I think everybody would have flipped their fucking lid.
It's not about the player necessarily. It's about the money in the contract. Rome is on a rookie deal, and DJ was getting paid handsomely.
Yeah.
So that has a lot to do with it, in my eyes, than the actual players involved.
Yeah, Bears were kind of in cap hell if they didn't unload that DJ Moore.
Right.
We were saying all off season after the Bears lost that if they wanted to make some moves, especially to help shore off the defensive line, that they were going to have to trade one of the big guys, and it turned out to be DJ, but they just used that money elsewhere. So,
yeah.
But Peter, you buying Luther Burden stock right now?
Yeah, I mean 100%. I feel like he is. If we expect Caleb to make that jump that everyone we keep talking about, like the second year Ben Johnson, Jared Goff jump. Everyone's talking about the 4,000 yards and everything else. Like, I'm buying all the stock, and it's not just Luther Burden. I'm buying more stock on Colson Loveland. I'm buying more stock even on Cole Kmet in his possibly last year as a Bear, because he's going to be wanting to get fed too, especially if he's not going to re-sign with Chicago. So sign me up for Cole Kmet. If you're Rob Schwartz, if you're listening to this, I'm saying nice things about Cole Kmet because I think there's a possibility he has a nice year this year. Yeah, I'm buying all the stock on all the guys.
Yep. One guy we shouldn't be buying stock on right now is Kyler Gordon. He fortunately has not been practicing. Another soft tissue injury. He got the deal, but the best type of deal is being available as well. And Kyler Gordon not being available already in the offseason after missing games last season. This is concern now, right?
I'm not concerned. At least not yet. OTAs, especially for veteran players, is where I don't really – I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Jalen Johnson was not at OTAs. He was in the building, but he didn't participate in the OTAs. Jalen Johnson was coming off a hell of a year, not necessarily on the field, but physically. He played through some gnarly shit. So, I'll give the veterans a little bit more of a benefit of the doubt. If you're like a rookie holdout and you're stuff like that, that's where I'm like, I kind of don't like that. But for now, I'm not panicking. Now, when we get to, July and August, then we start worrying.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I'm kind of with Jay. I think with this whole, it's Kyler Gordon. You would think that he'd want to get back in the big swing of things, and it's concerning to me. It is. Jalen Johnson, not so much, just because of what you said, Peter. He had a really bad season physically, so that didn't really surprise me that much. But you want to do them Spider-Man jumps, baby. Get on the field.
Yeah. No, I mean, what did he play? 5 games last year? 3 games?
It was tail end too.
Yeah. I'm looking right now. Yeah. So, 3 regular season and then 2 of the postseason. So, that when you only play 5 games last year and then you already have another soft tissue injury, it just maybe I have PTSD from all the soft tissue injuries, right? Maybe just it's a Chicago fan in me, but we gave him the contract, because he definitely earned it, and we definitely noticed that the defense was much better when he was on the field as opposed to not being on the field.
Yeah.
But we talked of, ad nauseum that the secondary didn't have a lot of depth and it went down with all those injuries. They jettisoned everyone, last season, pretty much brought almost everyone back or new people in. But Kyler Gordon, not available at the moment. When, like you said, Peter, it is early. He could, get back on the field training camps. If he's not, that's when you really start worrying. But as of right now, when you missed so much time and you've had that 3 months rest and you're still not practicing, it's concerning this early in the off season that he's already gotten injured, because that, to me, that makes me feel like he's going to be resting enough. He's not going to be in football shape. He's going to get in the training camp second week, he's going to pull something again because the body's not ready for that kind of, you kind of see it all the time when the guy's coming back from, you saw with Jalen Johnson, when coming back hamstring immediate,
Mm-hmm.
But
So.
is that the chicken and the egg thing, where it's like if he's training right now, he gets hurt? Like, oh, why are you pushing it in OTAs? Save it for training camp or save it for preseason. Where it's like, I guess, we're not in the training room. We're not the trainers. It's more like I could see it both ways. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
Yep. So TBD on that. Training camp starts not too far away. Counting down the weeks, man.
Yeah.
I saw today 93 days till football starts.
Nice. All right, one more thing of Bears news for you guys. Something interesting that popped up in my feed. It's how each NFC North offense was built, and you have three categories through the draft, free agency, or trade. And if you look at the Bears, you can see like the text coloring means of their name, how they were drafted, or what team they came from. The Packers, man, the whole team, besides 2 offensive starters, was built through the draft. I hate the Packers with a passion, but I have to give them credit for building that offense through the draft. You kind of look at the Bears' offensive line, not a lot of green, only 2 greens, Ozzie Trapillo and Darnell Wright.
Yeah.
Everyone else in the center interior was brought in, trade or at this point, through trade. So, yeah, look at the Lions, 2 guys as well, through the draft.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really bother me all that much how you build a team. Obviously, you want to build through the draft, and that's how you gain, success throughout the years. But if I'm looking at it X's and O's wise, just position by position, I'd rather have the Bears than the Packers, because they built through the draft, but 2 of those wide receivers have been bad, and Tucker Kraft is good sometimes. So it's like you're like, I'm okay with plug and play. Like, hey, we find, like, if we're gonna address the need, go get it through free agency or through a trade or whatever. The more impressive one is the Lions. The Lions have, like, guys. They're just a bunch of dudes, guys up and down the board that are awesome. But yeah, if I'm comparing the Packers to the Bears, I don't feel bad about how this team got better. Now, going forward, and that's where we talk about, you have multiple, like, they nailed the draft last year. Last season was the first year where Ryan Poles hit on multiple players. Monangai and like everyone else were like, oh, we're moving in the right direction. If you hit again, then this graphic's going to look different in 3 years. But for now, I like that the stopgaps are there. I like that Joe Tooney and Jonah Jackson were signed, because that offensive line was atrocious last year.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And they just overpaid Christian Watson, so.
JT, well, that and JT makes a good point. That Josh Jacobs, that's not going to be on their first week of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at that at those boards, though, I think it's important as a franchise to have some sort of versatility, and that's why I'm not hating on what Ryan Poles that has done so far. When you look at that offense, he's done a little bit of everything, right? And that's very important. Peter, you alluded to it a minute ago, because just sometimes when something happens, you need to pull a trade, right? And if you're building through the draft, you would hope that you're building depth through the draft, right? So when the injury happens and you can't pull off a trade, next person up. So.
Yep. All right. That wraps up our Bears talk, but now it's time to get into some Sox talk. As always, our Sox talk is fueled by TasteRealChicago.com. Stop in at TasteRealChicago.com. Get your muffalettas, your jardinaires, your beef kits, your seasonings, and some merch. All from JP Graziano's, our friends over there in the West Loop. We love them. So TasteRealChicago.com. Tell them the Bums sent you when you put a nice little comment. The Bums told me to buy these.
I'm here for the Bums.
Yep. All right. So Sox had a weekend in Philly. I mean, we kind of knew this was going to be coming, a tough part of the schedule. After the 5 wins in a row last week, they lost 2 of 3 to the Twins in Minnesota, which that kind of stung. Then they went to Philly, lost 2 of 3. But I would say in the plus, if you want to look at some silver lining, that the offense is still putting up some runs. So that's encouraging. They're still 4.5 games out of, I guess you want to say, top of the AL. Two games ahead in the wild card standings. And they're still in second place, 2 games behind Minnesota. So, even though they've been, losing at lesser rate or winning at a lesser rate than we want, it hasn't really affected their positioning as much. But I guess you can kind of see a little bit. We kind of do miss Mooney in a sense, but other guys are picking it up though. Tristan Peters is slugging the hell out of ball, diamond in the rough on that one.
My banana boy. I talked about him last week, and now it's like he's coming along nicely.
Yeah. Our boy Sam Antonacci, loving him at the top of the lineup. He just keeps on getting on base. Fortunately, sometimes it's just hit by pitch, which you don't like to see. Yeah. But tough weekend in Philly. We weren't going to face Zach Wheeler. We weren't going to face Sanchez. That was kind of a blessing, but we didn't give him Davis Martin, so that kind of sucked. So we didn't get swept, but like we said, if the Sox go into the stretch and they come off 500, I think that's going to be, or a couple games under it, I think it's going to be a good run for them.
Yeah, the Philly series didn't bother me as much as the Twins series did, because that's where we talked about like them making some ground and win the games that you're supposed to win, as opposed to the Phillies series was always going to be tough, and it sucks that like just the pitching just didn't show up. The pitching hasn't shown up for the better part of a week, except for the Davis Martin start here or there, and Grant Taylor still doing Grant Taylor things. He was unhittable. One of those. The save that he got against the Phillies. But yeah, it's more of like, you just got to keep treading water. We said you might not win these series, but don't get swept. Well, they didn't get swept these first 2 series. Yeah, it sucks that I wanted them to win the Twin series. That's the one that I was really pointing my finger at. But yeah, man, this is going to be interesting now with Atlanta and then the Dodgers. I am really looking forward to that Wednesday game. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's Sale versus Davis Martin. I'm going to try to go to that game. I feel like that's going to be the game to go to, other than the Whiskey at Comiskey game on Saturday.
Wait, yeah, you say Wednesday?
I believe it's Wednesday.
I was going to say you can't go Wednesday.
Oh, I got a baloney show. I might have to send an email. We're gonna pre-tape that. No, I'm just kidding. Never mind. Don't watch Davis Martin and Chris Sale. Don't watch that at all. We got a baloney show to talk about at the end of the episode. God damn it, I forgot.
Yeah, that is Wednesday.
I saw the projected starts and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah,
that's awesome. What if you just no-showed your own show? That'd be fucking great.
No, we got a very special guest. We'll talk about that. I can't do that. If it was one of my own bullshit nerd shows, maybe I would have skipped it.
Yeah. But yeah, again, I'm not upset with what happened with Philly. David Sandlin, pitched behind the opener. Maybe he's turning back to maybe that first start was just a first start. He might be down in AAA or moving to the bullpen. Let's see what he's got in the bullpen.
Yeah.
But when Noah Schultz hopefully should be coming back soon, and hopefully he's figured out, his stuff, because like I said, we all said that was kind of phantom injury. But Braves are going to be a tough series, I think.
Well, this series and the Dodgers and just this gauntlet that everyone's calling it, and we've been talking about, it's really going to show you about the pitching. That's what's going to stand out now because, like you mentioned, Jay, they're still hitting. They're still hitting the cover of the ball. They're getting a bunch of hits. They're leaving a ton of people left on base. Like, you don't expect to win these games like 9-8, 11-9, and like double digit. But they're scoring a good amount of runs and leaving people on base. So there's still more runs to be had. But you really have to get some help from the pitching, and it just hasn't happened the last 7 or 8 days.
Yeah.
So hopefully you could cobble up a couple of 2-3 good starts this week. Whether or not it's the opener and then somebody else comes in, I don't care how you get the good starts, just get them. Whether Anthony Kay or God forbid Eric Fetty turn back the clock. Somebody's got to pitch better other than Davis Martin.
Yeah. Do we all owe Andrew Benintendi an apology yet?
I was gonna tweet it out. No, not yet. Not yet. I've been super critical on about him. I do feel like the vibes of this team, and we keep talking about the vibes, though. I feel like it's helped out Andrew Benintendi a bunch because when you're the highest paid White Sox player and you're playing like shit, everyone's pointing the finger at you. Like, this is the reason why the White Sox stink. But now you got Munetaka Murakami, you got Colson Montgomery, you got all these role players doing their thing. And now Andrew Benintendi doesn't have all that pressure in the world. He doesn't have to live with you have to be the best player on this team. Now you have to be the 7th or 8th best player on this team. And that kind of fits more in the Andrew Benintendi role. Now, granted, he's still not earning his contract. I'll give you that much for sure. But it's at least more palatable. He's been, dare I say, clutch of late.
Yeah.
So it's like it's more watchable.
Yeah, I think that he's being elevated because and motivated by these young guys around him that are actually, performing at a high level. And that's, a great point you're making, Peter, about him being the highest paid player on the team. So at this point, he already knows that he's got to, pick up the slack. And I think the young guys around him pretty much motivating him, kind of, hazing him, maybe bullying him, who knows, but it's working. So as long as he doesn't stop.
Dougie decided to quit mid-show. I think
Dougie sent a text. He lost power. Although I might have to I saw some storms rolling and I didn't think they were going to be all that bad. Is there a possibility he left to go watch that bullshit Carolina minor league hockey team?
I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, sorry, my power's out.
Do they play today? The Wolves?
No, they don't play today.
No, I don't think so.
No.
All right. I thought maybe he was leaving to go watch a Wolves game.
Yeah. Oh, that too. All right, one more quick Sox topic here. Did you guys agree or disagree with the Ozzy's comments on Colson Montgomery when he had the bad game and they were dragging him?
Teresi made a good point on the 108 show, but it was something I've been thinking about for a long time. And a lot of people on Twitter were kind of defending Colson Montgomery. Colson Montgomery, since he's been in the league, has the second most home runs of any player in the AL. Like, he's been as advertised. And I was very critical of him in the minor leagues and then his whole stint in Arizona. And I'm like, oh my God, bust. I was calling him a bust. Hand up. I was wrong. He's been awesome. He's going to be, he's still very young. There's going to be ups and downs. Every player goes through these ups and downs, And yeah, it stinks that when called upon, especially with runners in scoring position, he just hasn't been contributing as much as he has been, but he'll be fine. We're back at home. The White Sox home and road splits are drastic. They play much better better at home.
20-11 record at home, 14-20 on the road.
And Colson has been mashing at home. So if he hits, 4 home runs in the next 7 games, all of these people talking, Ozzy included, are going to shut up.
He's already got 83 strikeouts for the season, and that's what he had last season, even though he got called up halfway through. So, he might strike out 200 times this season, right? But if he's gonna hit you 40 home runs, right? He's got 16 already. Okay, maybe 40 is a stretch, right? But if he hits you 30, 35 home runs, are you really gonna complain? About 200 strikeouts? I'm not, because he's a force in the four hole. That's what you want. You want a guy who can slug the ball in the park. And no, I think there was rumors that Ozzy said that Ozzy got big time by him. There might have been something where he didn't say hi to him.
Personal?
Yeah, it might be a little personal. I heard there was rumblings that,
Don't get me wrong. We're all Ozzy fans. I love Ozzy.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to act when I met him. I literally, my brain broke. But Ozzy's known to be a little petty. Ozzy's known to, ruffle some feathers. So I could see, obviously that's just rumors and conjecture, but if Coulson rubbed Ozzy the wrong way, Ozzy's going to be vocal about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my stance on this is I never really get on a young player like Coulson until they hit their arbitration years. And because, once they hit that, they've already, made their bed, so to speak, if they're going to be able to make it in the league or not. And, and they've also at that point already sent their benchmark of pretty much how they're going to be able to perform, and if they're still going to be a good fit on the team or not. So I'm still all in on Coulson. And you guys have made some great points, especially with the power that he brings in the lineup. And wait until Murakami comes back. And that's going to be huge
Teal.
goal for him. And Teal.
We're kind of all looking forward to the middle of July now, right? Because supposedly that's when we might get Teal and Mooney back. So, I can't wait. But Jacob Gonzalez hit his first home run, so good for him. But
he smoked that ball.
He smoked it. Did you guys see the video from the Phillies broadcast where they were making fun of Vaso with his wand? And then he put one in the second deck.
I understand, because I am at the age where I never saw Harry Potter. I never read the books. I didn't see the movies. My daughter and my wife have been watching the movies. But you can't be so old that you don't know that Harry Potter is a magician. And he's like, oh, what is this, a conductor of music? Is that what he's doing? I'm like, what in the hell? How old is this guy? 90 years old? He's probably 90 years old, because most baseball commentators are 90 years old. But, yeah, that was crazy. But, yeah, he smoked that ball.
Yeah, good for shutting him up. All right, let's get into everyone's favorite segment. All right. I gotta preference this. This might be the last farm report for a while. It might go on hiatus because everyone's either hurt or already called up.
Good.
So
not good for the hurt. Good for the called up.
Right.
Yeah. And the way things are going, we might have a couple more of these guys coming off the farm report soon as well. So, but we're going down to, we only got 4 today. We're going one of each. So,
all right.
We're going low A. Caleb Bonnemer, 6 for 23, 261, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, 3 doubles, and a trip. Pretty decent week for him. Bounce back after dismal last couple of weeks. Colby Shelton in Birmingham, still struggling. I think he's not doing well on the.
I'm ready to ditch Colby Shelton from the
4 for 22,
182,
1 home run, 2 RBI, 1 double. He's been struggling. Little gangbusters at the gate in Birmingham, but not so much anymore. So that's what I'm saying. My farm report is probably going to go on hiatus for
although JT makes a great point. Draft soon, big straw for the draft. The reinforcements might have arrived for the farm report.
All right, and then we're going up to Charlotte. Braden Montgomery, very good week. 10 for 22, 455, 1 home run, 8 RBIs, 1 double, and 7 walks. So drawing basically a walk game too helps. So maybe,
Hashtag promote.
yeah, it might be, man. It might be. I mean, obviously, right now we got Antonacci in left, and
Peters is solid in
S-
center.
yeah. So I mean, do you really want to take Nishida out right now?
Yes.
I
I think
no,
Nishida is the first
yeah.
guy out. I think Randall Gritchuk has shown enough power where he's serviceable.
Yeah,
Big
Yeah.
Randy,
Especially in the lineup.
Randy is doing good, but I don't mind a Braden Montgomery call up if that means Nishida's going down.
Yeah. Or keep him as defensive replacement. Acuna needs to go. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, that's probably well. Although now, the way they've been using Acuna of late, of just like a late game speed guy,
Yeah.
you might need
But
that.
does Nishida have he has the same speed?
Nah,
though.
he's not that fast.
No?
He's not as fast. If you need somebody to steal a base and wreak havoc on the base paths, especially in close games, hopefully in August and September, you might need that. Now, he should not be an everyday starter. He should not be taking any at-bats or even defensive substitutions. But if you need him on the base paths, that's how you use him.
Yeah, he's the type of player that's going to help you win those one-run games.
Yeah, we saw that. I mean, it was the last extra inning games he was just running around like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then finally, this is why I'm saying we might have some guys off this list. Hulk Hogan, 2 games, 9 innings pitched, only gave up 5 hits, 1 earned run, 5 walks, and 18 Ks across 2 starts for 1 ERA. I think, we said he's not pitching a lot, but the numbers are there. The bullpen's been struggling, and if you want to give him a start, if Sandlin has another bad start, you want to call up Hagan, give him a shot, see what happens. Maybe. I still think he's going to be your middle relief bullpen guy because we kind of need that a little more, in my opinion. But I think at this point, Hagan's numbers are there where he should be getting a call soon.
Yeah, this is what you want to see.
That's exactly what we've been waiting for. This stat line that you just showed, Jay, is exactly what we were expecting at the end of last season, where he was having those really good months in August, September-ish. And I was like, oh, this is going to be good for 2026. And then he had an up and down. But if you're telling me he has another week like this, call him up. I don't care if it's a starter, reliever, long relief,
Opener.
Opener. You have enough bums on the 40-man roster where you could ditch one and call Hagan up.
Yep.
Yeah, Jerry O'Sullivan said is Acuna's 10th in base running, and he never plays. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So, all right. That's our farm report. One time for the last time. For a while. He'll be back once some guys come off IL. Too many hurt. All right. One last piece of Sox note here. This Saturday, Whiskey at Comiskey, we got a bunch of RSVPs so far. And if you haven't already, you are missing out. Make sure you go at RSVP. We did hear it's Sox Crawl same weekend. So go do some stuff. Come back out. Party with us in the parking lot. Because we got it. We're going Japanese. We got House of Centauri coming out there. They're going to be pouring a bunch of great Japanese whiskeys and spirits. So if you never got to try any of those, now's your chance to try some great pours. Especially if you're a bourbon lover, maybe you're an Irish whiskey guy, wink, wink, Jerry O'Sullivan. Now you get to come try some Japanese stuff. Obviously, we're going to have JP Graziano with some food, some delicious Mr. G's. Malort Princess, she's going to be there. We talked to her. She's going to be making some Japanese infusion Malort. What's she going to bring? Is it going to be green tea, wasabi, ramen? Who knows?
All of
It's going to be a surprise.
Going to be a surprise, but there's going to be some unique flavors. And then, of course, Off Hours, our friends at Off Hours. And we might have one more announcement. We're going to a little tease throughout the week, but we might have one more piece to round out this tailgate. But it's going to be good in Lot B around noonish. So be ready. It's going to be a shit show.
I'm so gassed up for this. I know, the Cubs Sox one was a lot of fun, and kind of took the tailgate to another level with the Bear Mysterio and his bar and everything else we have. I feel like we're on a good trajectory for this season, and this is just the next one. So I'm excited for this. I'm excited for July, and yeah, fun things coming ahead.
Yep.
Don't
There
get
might be-
FOMO.
Nope. There might be some better unts at the
Yeah,
tailgate on
some
on
things,
Saturday.
courtesy of our friends at Circa Sports Illinois, things are getting upgraded. Things are on the up and up for the old whiskey tailgates.
Yep. All right. Let's get to a couple quick headlines here. And we're gonna start off with the bad one. Bulls longtime fan favorite legend, Stacy King passed away at the age of 59. I did see a tweet that someone said he might have fallen in his house.
That's the rumors. We don't want to speculate. We
Yeah.
don't
No
want to.
speculation.
We
No.
don't want to talk about anything that's not official. But yeah, that was the rumor.
Yeah, but three-time NBA champion and longtime color commentator for the Bulls. You obviously everyone was quoting him during the Derrick Rose era. You know, hot sauce, give me the hot sauce, get up, get out the way. Just all of his like, oh my God, like you always had a good Stacy King ism. We always say Hawk isms, Stacy King isms.
Mouse in the house. Mouse in the house.
Yeah.
Free cheese.
So when the Bulls were doing good in the Derrick Rose era, he was just great to listen to, and obviously, still there now, but Bulls aren't as watchable as they were. But
That's where
still
we
gonna be
should
missed.
give him credit. That's where we
Yeah.
should give him credit. He made the lean years listenable and watchable, whether it's with Adam Amin or with Funk. Like Stacy King really brought the energy in some seasons where they had no business being entertaining, and the on the court stuff was not entertaining. But Stacy King was there day in and day out to entertain people. And yeah, it's just a sad state of affairs for like all of Chicago sports, not just Bulls fans. Because I'll be honest, like I didn't watch a ton of Chicago Bulls basketball within the last decade because they were that bad. But whenever I did, I had a good ass time because of Stacy King.
yep,
Yeah, he's going to be surely missed. And one of you just said it a minute ago. This is Hawk Harrelson basically as a comp, right? I mean, when Hawk went off the airwaves, there was that little bit of learning curve as us as listeners to our broadcast to get accustomed to someone. And Stacy, the dude was dunking his first couple of years as an announcer on the Bulls broadcasts, and already being the beloved personality that he is, and him being gone now, coming as pretty much as a shock to all of us, right? We just wish him the best in heaven, to his family, and to all Bulls Nation. We're all hurting over this news, but we're going to keep his memory alive.
Yeah, we have to. And a lot has always been said, especially us as White Sox fans. And I don't want to go on the negative route, but it's almost apples and oranges. When Jason Benetti left and John Schriffen came in, like he got a ton of hate because he was just not Jason Benetti. I feel bad for whoever's shoes is gonna have to fill Stacy King's shoes. Like that's gonna be tough. You almost have to go complete opposite of Stacy King because it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough sledding for anybody trying to call that Bulls game this season because everyone's gonna try to compare him to Stacy King, and you just can't do that. There's only one Stacy King.
and that's true. But do you think he might the new person who comes in might get a little less slack than Schifrin just because of the way?
Well, yeah, of course,
that
because
played out?
yeah. Although people forget that Benetti left.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
But
it's
the optics were the Sox forced him out.
It is different because obviously this is a tragic passing and like unexpected passing. So I think there will be a little bit of slack and a little bit more rope in that case. It's just an unenviable position.
It is.
It's tough.
It is.
Very true.
And the one thing you don't want is someone coming in and trying to force it with like the isms, right? The catchphrases. You don't want to try to be like that people are saying that a lot of people love Stacy King because he was over the top at times, and he, got meatheadish with some of the calls, and that's what people loved about him too. So I think you don't want anyone coming in here and just trying to copy him and do.
Yeah, you got to be your own man, if you will.
Yeah,
But,
be
the other thing
genuine
is-
and have your own flow, basically.
The thing that was genuine about Stacy King is that he just loved this franchise. I mean, he drafted by the Bulls, played for the Bulls, came back and he loved the Chicago Bulls ins and outs with all of its warts, with all of its flaws. He was there for them. So that's what the thing that stands out.
Yep. All right, Peter, what's the next headline?
All right, so this is going to be a question for you guys because the rumors are, now we're talking more rumors. Let me get this graphic out of the way, and then we'll get this here. The rumors are that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce will marry in Madison Square Garden. I thought it obviously means a lot to her. She and any musician, what Madison Square Garden means to them. I thought it was I think this is a weird choice. So my question to you guys were, if money was no choice, if fame and everything, throw that all out the window. You and your loving wives, lovely brides at that point, could get married anywhere in the world, any arena, any location. What are you choosing?
So I want to first say Madison Square Garden does feel like a little weird as a choice because it's you could go. Bezos wanted to buy all of Venice to get married. I feel like just getting married at a big empty stadium. That seems like.
Well, they're gonna church it up and dress it up.
I know. It's closed off. It feels like it's just dark and dreary. I guess I don't know. It just seems like a weird location when you have that much money. But hey, it's whatever they want. It's their way. You do whatever you want, right? So, but to answer your question, I think I could answer for my wife on this one because I know her. I think we would probably choose something like Florence, Tuscany, and do a vineyard wedding.
Yeah, I like that. Joey, you got one?
Yeah, I don't want to get in trouble with Sandy because, of course, her answer would be Michoacan again. But, I don't need to go all over the top again if I had to. And I think that I could get her buy-in. I think we get married at 115 Bourbon Street.
Oh, hey, we could do that next week, baby. I'm already
Yeah.
the minister. We could get the boom boom room. We'll rent it out. Bum's got a little bit of extra money. We could rent out the boom boom room for a wedding.
You're gonna have the overflow going on in the patio and the beer garden that they just redid. Yeah,
Bottle service all around.
Well, I don't know about all that. We're gonna do it on a Thursday with $2 Long Islands.
Okay, I like that. Even better. Better.
So I asked this to Julie, and she immediately had an answer. And I don't know if you guys have seen this because it happens quite regularly with all the rich people, with all the oil money and different things like that. But they rent out the Great Pyramid, or they rent out the pyramids for weddings. And she said Egypt. She's always been in the Egyptian culture and different things like that.
That's me and your wife's bucket list. We're going we're gonna go one day without you or
maybe
Sarah.
Maybe we're renewing our vows over there, because I didn't really have an answer. I honestly didn't have an answer. I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's just as long as I'll have a party as long as there's friends and family involved. It could be Madison Square Garden. It could be the United Center. It could be Lot B. It doesn't matter.
And you can marry yourself. Do you take?
Well, I don't know if I'll marry myself.
You could marry yourself. You could
yes,
do the.
I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, Guinness Brewery top. So Jerry O'Sullivan says, I'm only speaking for myself, with the obvious answer is the Guinness Brewery on the top floor of the storehouse with 360 view of Dublin. I like that. That's bucket list too for Julie and I. We want to go to Ireland, and we got to go to Scotland, both.
Yeah. I thought we had Dougie back for a second.
Yeah, Dougie came back and then left like a ghost.
No.
All right, one
last
last headline. Hopefully we get Dougie back for the next segment. But it is, we talked about Madison Square Garden. Danhausen is in attendance for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Are you guys in? I know we're all we always joke about the Eli Manning superstitious, little stitious thing. Are you guys in on the 14-game win streak of Dan? Is this Danhausen doing it, or is there something else involved?
He undid the curse. He uncursed the Knicks, and they just keep winning. So until they lose, I'm buying it. I'm all in on the Danhausen uncursing.
I'm all in on the Danhausen cursing because not only is he involved in the New York Knicks and not being cursed, but hold on a second, Dougie's Hurricanes also were cursed the other night, and then the Golden Knights came back in. Yes, exactly. The Golden Knights took the game, so Dougie's going to have to defend himself on that one.
Yeah, I'm all in on the curse only because I don't want to be on the opposite end of Danhausen. I know that for a fact. But yeah, it's just been a fun kind of like quirky thing that happened. It started way back when with the Cleveland series, and then fucking Knicks just turned into gangbusters, like world beaters. They've won like 1 billion straight games. I'm like, man, Danhausen's going to get all the credit, and rightfully so because he deserves it.
Yep. All right, that wraps up headlines. I think we got to play a little quick ad for ourselves.
ShySportsBums.BigCartel.com is the home for all Chicago Sports Bums merch. We have Bears, Hawks, socks, and Bums merch available. Anything you need to get ready for a big game or a Chicago Sports Bums event. Remember, all profits go directly back into our Whiskey at Comiskey tailgates to keep the beer and food free for everyone. So head over to ShySportsBums.BigCartel.com and pick up a couple Toot Tree shirts today.
Peter,
I cut you off.
You cut me off, and we're supposed to do some bets before that.
I thought we were going. Okay, that's not bad.
First, check out this sweet. Our Sam Antonacci. It's our new shirt that just dropped on ShySportsBums.BigCartel.com. You should go buy this immediately because it is a sick shirt. We got some people who are hyped for this already on the interwebs. So I'm gonna be wearing this Saturday so you can see it up close. But go buy this new shirt as of right now. But we went a little out of order because first we got our bum bets presented by Circa Sports Illinois, and this is the World Cup edition of the bum bets. So, Peter, hit us with some World Cup bets for you. What do you got on the agenda for us?
All right, so obviously World Cup starts Thursday, and I'm very excited about this. I'm going to be doing this on a consistent basis. I'm probably not going to do daily World Cup bum bets, but it's going to be pretty close because now the field has expanded. There's more teams. I don't care about a Curacao or, like a Democratic Republic of Congo, no offense. I'm probably not going to be betting those games. I'm going to be betting responsibly, but I will be betting on a regular basis. So I'm excited to start Thursday. I'm going to give you guys one bet for Thursday because the games start on Thursday. And then these are all like overall futures bets for like the entire tournament.
Okay.
You'll get the daily game, like, the United States ones and different things like that on a consistent basis. But for now, let's wet the beak. Let's wet your whistle for a little bit of some bum bets. So Thursday, Mexico, South Africa starts it off, in the in El DF, if you will, in Mexico City. I'm betting the over. I'm betting the over on Mexico, South Africa. Mexico has been playing good of late. They play really good at home, but South Africa is athletic enough to where I think they could put a goal or two in the back of the net. So you can't bet under for the first World Cup game. That's just un-American. That just makes you feel icky. So I'm betting the over. Mexico, South Africa, over 2.5 goals, and that's plus 118 at the Circa Sports Books. This is my first futures bet, and I promise you, this is my only homer bet. This one, I'm not using my brain. This is just straight from the heart. This has no rhyme or reason other than I want this to happen. So obviously bet responsibly there, but it's USA to win Group D, plus 150. I think it's wide open. I think Group D is wide open. You got Paraguay and Turkey are really good, but I think USA, if you go, man to man, X to O, they're right there with them. So they're playing on home soil. Their midfield has been playing very good of late. And they got enough offense to score. I think if the United States goes far in this tournament, it's very much going to be like the Bears season of last season. You're going to have to out offense people. And obviously that seems very redundant, right? You have to score more goals than your opponent to win. But it's going to be very much like the Bears. No defense whatsoever. Their defense is shaky, but you got enough midfield and forwards to make some noise. So I got the USA to win Group D at plus 150. The best African team finish is Morocco. I think Morocco is a really good team, and they got a pretty easy draw, all things considered. I've got them going to the round of 16. They're top to bottom. Most of their players play in high-ranking, high teams in Europe and South America even, but mostly in Europe. This Morocco team is going to surprise some people. So I've got the best African team finish at plus 225. The Golden Boot, I think Spain's going to go far. You guys can see in the graphic. I got Spain to win the World Cup at plus 430. And if that's going to happen, they're going to score a bunch of goals. I think Lamine Yamal is the best player currently, possibly in the world, but definitely offensively. But he's got a counterpart. He's got a teammate that is just as good. And when they're on, they are on. These guys get streaky and they get hot. So I got the Golden Boot winner is going to be Mikel Oyarzabal. Oh, I kind of churched that up a bit. But he's at plus 1,300. And then finally, the World Cup is very much like the Masters and very much like the NCAA tournament. As much as people want upsets, this is a very chalky World Cup. You see it time in and time again. The standards, the people that have always been there will always be there. So I got France to reach the semifinals. I think France and Spain have a date in the semifinal. And France is just a good team top to bottom. I mean, Kylian Mbappe and Dembele and everyone else, they're just talent all over the place. So I think even it might be like a big time loss to them, but like I think its semifinals are bust for France because they're that good. So those are my future kind of like overarching bets for the World Cup. But I will be giving you guys some daily, some gold scorers, some. This might not sound great for you guys, but I'm going to be betting some ties as well because there's a good amount of ties in the World Cup.
There is.
Get ready for those.
You got to make sure you're throwing some ties during the round robin stage, because there's going to be some ties.
There's going to be some ties, so
yep.
You got to bet them sometimes. But yeah, I'm excited, man. It starts Thursday. I'm going to be glued to my phone when working and glued to my TV when not.
All right, we'll post those on the socials as well.
I'm gonna post these probably tomorrow or Thursday morning, kind of closer to the World Cup. But I got our guy Johnny, the Southside Bum. He's also very much into soccer. He's gonna have his own, so you're gonna get 2 graphics for the Bum Bets.
Nice. All right. Thank you to Circa Sports Illinois, as always, for sponsoring those Bum Bets. So, all right, now we can get to some tweet police.
Yeah, now I gotta find the video again, but that's a me problem.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you gonna do?
All right, we're gonna tweet police because I put this out. I told Peter we're talking Bears. I put the stadium news out. I put this out there. The only way to stop the Bears from moving to Hammond is for George to sell the team to a billionaire that has the capital to self-fund a stadium built in Arlington Heights. And I got a lot of replies. Guys, first off, did I get ratioed? I think I technically got ratioed on this.
Oh, that's tough.
I don't know.
Tough look for you.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at it, you got ratioed. There's more comments than likes for sure.
Yes. Now, as I mentioned, this was just me being a little clickbaity media, and as I mentioned to you guys earlier in our Bears talk, that I was more talking about like let's give it to Pat Ryan or someone, like give some shares away. So there was a lot of tweets coming at me for the oh, the Bears are a billionaire. The Bears are funny. The Bears want the property. I know what the Bears want. I know they want the property tax, certainty. They want help with the infrastructure. I know all that. It's not like I'm a meathead, but people can't resist. First, Bear Down Blues goes, hilarious that you think a new owner would build in Chicago. And I said, I didn't say Chicago. Reread the tweet, because apparently reading is hard for Bear Down Blues. And he's told me to fuck off, dipshit. We all know what you meant. You can put the whole of Illinois in place of Chicago if you need to be that pedantic. No, you did not know what I meant, because I said, I very clearly stated at the last words, Arlington Heights. So apparently I'm a dipshit because he can't read.
Fuck off, dipshit. I'm dumb. Bear Down Blues.
Yeah. AFL 3, it's funny they paint the Bears as some greedy billionaires. They are a legacy brand and a mom and pop shop. If this team was owned by true billionaires, the right pockets would have been greased and a stadium would be built. The spin on the Bears being these evil rich family. That's what we were trying to say. Someone who knew this one wasn't so much a coming at me, but yeah, it was more of a good. So first guy, jail. Second guy, no jail.
No jail.
No jail.
Very
I
intellectual.
like this. Yeah, I like this tweet.
Yeah. Next one, Alchemist Jones. What? I can't hear you throw the commie cock in your throat. I had no idea that's me saying that the George should sell to a billionaire was communist. It seems pretty capitalist to me, but apparently I have commie cock in my throat with that one.
Damn.
Burned.
I know.
No likes for that either.
Nope. Scott, you left wingers have no cards. Praise billionaires. Now Kroenke is suing LA for massive sums. I think if you follow us, you would know we don't praise billionaires. We don't praise the Bears at all. We don't praise any of them except for the guy who builds his own stadium, Manuscrito.
Manuscrito. Joe Mansueto.
Mansueto.
That billionaire is all right.
That's the one we will praise because he built his own stadium. But I think if you follow us, we don't praise any billionaires at all. So P. Harrison, okay, sell your house. I have no idea what me saying the Bears should sell the team has to do with my house. I'm not the one trying to move.
Hammond, Indiana, here you come.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he meant you sell your house and you'll have enough to buy the Bears.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe I can buy a parking spot. But yeah, that tweet made no sense.
Yeah, disclose that your house is haunted.
The value just tanked. I got a bunch of these from the quotes. This is a cue for Mark Cuban to come down, and then quote Ishbia, and then Jeff J. George is a billionaire. No, he's
on
not.
On paper, no, he's not. He's not.
There's a lot of people in the comments saying that George is a billionaire. There's a billionaire. They are not. People need to do some research. But yeah, I do like the Ishbia or Mark Cuban. Can we get Papa Ishbia to get the two teams?
You can't, because if you own an NFL franchise, you cannot own any other sports franchises. The NBA and baseball and anything else you can, but the NFL is the only organization where you can't own any other sports franchises. And I want Ishbia to come to the White Sox. Let the Bears figure out the Bears stuff. I want Big Daddy Ishbia on the South Side.
Yep. And then my last tweet on this one is that I don't care what anyone was saying. Come at me, call me a commie, dipshit, whatever. Mark Giangreco liked the tweet, so that's all that fucking matters.
You win this round, baby. That's all you meant.
That's all I did. If Giangreco approved, all you are fucking wrong. Ratio don't count.
Yeah.
All right, Peter, you had some as well.
So yeah, we were both in the mud, if you will, on the internet streets, and I'm gonna be honest with you. There's segments of Twitter that I know you should not poke the bear, right? I feel like hockey Twitter is sometimes like that. WNBA Twitter, wrestling Twitter, like
Wrestling
you're
Twitter,
going,
definitely.
if you're going after something or someone, like you better be ready to fight.
Mhm.
I did not know that the PCA truthers are a goddamn legion, and they're all fucking simps for a blonde-haired wimp. But I made fun of his non-catch where he lost it in the lights. I mean, he was nowhere close to it. And I had the tweet out there. It says, "We joked about it for a while, but the White Sox lady might have legitimately broke Peter Crow Armstrong." It's a funny visual. Like, he had no idea where the baseball was. He lost it. He's got the things out there, and I'll show you guys in a little bit. It's basically the emoji that I always tweet out with the shruggy face emoji. But PCA fans are something else. And it starts off with our guy, and he's a reply guy, and I know he listens sometimes, but it's K-Fids. K-Fids was the first one on ready to defend PCA. He says he's been insanely good ever since. And he has been good. He's been on a tear since the White Sox series. And he had a couple game winners this last week. But I don't care. I don't you could tell me he's Babe Ruth. Pete Crow Armstrong stinks. He's streaky as hell. You know who he is? And I'm going to tell you right now. He's white Luis Robert. Luis Robert was awesome. He was awesome defensively. He could go on a heater and be very good offensively. And carry a team when the team is bad, mind you. Because Pete Crow Armstrong has been very, very good of late while the team has been slumping. He's white Luis Robert. So don't give me that he's been on a tear. He's streaky. And I don't want streaky guys. I'd rather have solid, reliable Tristan Peters, the banana boy.
I sent your tweet, Peter, to Webo, and he agreed, well, so much so with what you just said about PCA being streaky. He said to him, being a huge Cubs fan, of course, that he reminds him so much of Alfonso Soriano back in the day, of how he would just carry the Cubs for like 2 weeks at a time and then just disappear.
Yeah, he's streaky. So anyway, but I will say, and I'll give credit where credit is due, after he lost it in the lights, he had the game-winning walk-off single, or he had a game-winning hit. So immediately, Nick Munch Stedman says, "Update, pussy." And I said, I don't give a fuck. Congrats on not getting swept by the Sacramento A's, because they needed that game to save not getting swept by a team that plays in a minor league stadium. So I didn't care.
Also, do you think it's kind of ironic that his nickname Munch and he calls you a pussy?
Yeah, there's something there.
Maybe he's got a fetish.
There's an innuendo there. And then I really got, people really started getting mean. It says Money Mike 1326, and it's something I've talked about before on the Tweet Police. Jason, you noticed it too on your tweets. It's always these bozos with like a million numbers at the end of their Twitter handles.
Yeah, and they don't follow us.
It's the QC1229, the Money Mike 1326. He says, I think some of you guys are absolutely fucking brain dead and shouldn't even comment on a lot of stuff. Shy Sporks Addict says, go fuck yourself. And then I got called the R word a bunch of different times. So, yeah, I've been fighting in the streets against the PCA truthers, of which there are many.
Welcome back, Dougie.
Thanks.
Welcome back, brother.
That was wild, dude. There was this loud crack, and then all of a sudden everything just faded to black.
Wait, you did say you needed some cocaine to wake you up. So did you?
Yeah.
Is that what happened? Little
Don't trick.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Yeah, Peter, a lot of these folks that replied, they're all so mean. They remind me of the infamous photo that was taken of me at a Whiskey Comiskey last season, where I wore the Milwaukee Bums T-shirt, road trip T-shirt.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the same rinse and repeat, I can tell from these folks. Almost makes me want to defend you and say a cuss word, but I won't.
Also, this Benjamin Ireland just went on he called me, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it for our podcast listeners, but it's spelled wrong either way. So
That's why he spelled it wrong on purpose, so he doesn't get the good old AI boot.
So he's smarter than he looks, I guess.
Yeah.
Imagine being that big of a coward. I agree with you, Frank. But
All
yeah,
right,
we were fighting in the internet streets this week.
Yeah. So
Jay.
don't tweet about the Bears Stadium. Don't tweet about PCA, and then the people who don't follow you won't come at you.
I'm gonna break some news. I'm gonna keep tweeting about PCA because I like this. I'm going hard. I'm going anti-PCA the rest of the season.
Oh man. All right. It's time to end the show and bum some people, guys.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
You call me a bum? My man, I take that with pride, with honor, that I'm a bum. I'm the king of the bums, baby.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum. A bum.
We got our listener bums and bees. Bum with all you guys. We didn't get a lot this week. We did get a late submission from Jackie Treehorn. He said, "Bum of the week: summer humidity. It has been muggy as fuck out.
Yeah,
especially with all the rain. Especially with all the rain.
Saturday was brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, any of our normal people who didn't submit bums. Fine Southern gentleman, Colonel Bourbon, MVB, Stanley Cup final so far. Hate both teams, but damn, these are good games so far. Yeah, I'm rooting for the Meteor on that one, but you know what? I love you, Dougie, but I want to see you sad.
It's okay. I'm very happy. I like I said, I posted out a tweet earlier this week. There's like 10 ex-Wolves players between the two teams that are playing for a Stanley Cup final right now for a championship. So I'm good.
Question, and it's something I talked about when you got booted from the stream right now.
Yeah.
I thought there's a chance you were faking this power outage and you went to go watch the Wolves game. Is there a Wolves game on tonight?
There is, yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Oh, I
There
knew
is.
it. It's some bullshit.
Yeah, I've been following it the entire time. It's actually
I knew this was happening.
It's game 7. It's game 7.
Yeah.
Winner.
He's like,
winner
I don't.
goes.
He's like, I don't want to hear about no soccer. I'm going to watch.
I got minor league hockey to watch.
Yeah,
Right.
I got my
Yeah.
favorite Carolina Hurricanes team.
Yeah.
watch.
So winner at the Wolves are winning 2-1 right now at the end of the second. So if they can hold on for the third, they'll go to the Calder Cup final. So excited.
Bum of the week: NASCAR commercials. The sport is whatever, but the commercials are awful. I don't know what you're talking about because we don't watch NASCAR.
Joe, what are you doing watching NASCAR commercials?
Quick super from our buddy Jerry O'Sullivan. Bum of the week: the Bears MVB, my oldest for graduating 8th grade with great grades and got in all the honors for high school. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Bum of the week is the Bears. His MVB is his oldest. I should have put in a comma there.
Gotcha.
So,
Thank you for the super tart, Jay.
Thank you, Jerry. All right, next up we got
Oh, I lost my mouse. Here we
Oh.
go.
JT, bum of the week. Everyone commenting nonsense regarding Bears, make them rebuild Arlington Park before they go, or make them pay off Soldier Field first. They are paid up. Politicians' actions make debt go up, and making private citizen businesses rebuild has no legal basis.
Boom.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Boom roasted. MVB, banana ball, center field.
That's our guy, Tristan Peters.
Next up, Mailman Jack, MVBs. Both my kids, Zoe and John, they coincidentally started new jobs today. Good for them. My wonderful wife and I are so happy for them. My mom used to say, no matter how old your children get, you're still their parent. Truer words were never spoken. Good for your kids getting work. Only 60 more years to go. Bum of the week, the MCL on my right knee. Screw the walkie. How you gonna deliver the mail, Mailman
That's
Jack?
tough, man.
Are they gonna give you a motorized scooter?
Damn.
And he's gonna have to give him the old like reaching stick to put the mail into the box too.
One of
Can't go up the
those
stairs?
segways. Can he use one of those segways that everybody's using?
That would be awesome. You see Mailman Jack's bandana in the wind.
Just straight down 111th.
Yep.
All right, let's get to our listener bums and MVBs. Joe, you showed up late but I didn't get to get you check it with you. So do you have anything for us? Do you have any bums or MVBs?
I'll go last then.
Okay. All right. Then I'm gonna start it off then. Because I have a tied in bum and MVB. My first I'm gonna start off with my MVB, Lego, for putting this beautiful La Sagrada Familia set on sale. It was rumored for a good better part of a year that this was going to be their architectural set for the year. It's the largest set they ever did, 12,060 pieces.
Jeez.
Yeah, 12,060 pieces. You guys know I did the Coliseum. That was 9,000.
Okay.
But I've been wanting this one for a long time. I went to Barcelona 20 years ago, saw this in person when it wasn't finished.
Yeah, I was about to say, didn't they? It spent like 100 years trying to build this thing.
Yeah,
Is it going to take
like,
you 100 years?
150 years. The thing is, you do like 20% of it, and then you stop for like 10 years.
Is that what you're going to do with the Lego set?
No. So yeah, this thing, I'm very excited to build this. It's 2 feet by 2 feet, basically.
Where are you going to put it?
I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. But my bum of the week is I did pre-sales for this. They were taking pre-orders.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered it in the evening, and it was already on back order on the pre-sale. That's how many people.
Holy shit!
So bum of the week, Lego, for already back ordering your pre-sale. I don't know how that happens. Get your production.
How long do you have to wait?
They don't know yet. It's supposed to come out November 1st. So we'll see how maybe they ramp up production and they get the stock back in before November 1st. But as right now, I purchased it immediately. Like half hour later, got an email saying that it was already back ordered after pre-sales. So I'm like,
now I saw a tweet from Dana Beers and Michael Kadick. They were drunk this weekend and planned on buying, and they did. They bought the Millennium Falcon to build together while they were drinking. I saw how much that cost them. Do you want to disclose how much this cost you, or are you going to get in trouble for it?
No, the wife encouraged me to get it. It was $800.
Yeah.
Wow. Rip the
No,
Band-Aid
that was pre-tax.
You're gonna build this thing, and I'm gonna steal it, Ocean's 11 style.
These things are gonna go for insane amounts on eBay. Light Sox Summer needs to jump on the Lego bandwagon, because this will probably sell for double on eBay.
Damn.
Once if you got like the initial pre-sales in, this will go for big money. So especially if you buy it and you hold on to it unopened until it retires in like 3-4 years, then you put it on eBay, you'll even make a bigger killing. Probably like triple the cost.
I'm floored.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's too late now. You can't buy them. Like you can't pre-sale them anymore.
You can still do pre-sales, but you'll probably get an email right away saying that it's already back ordered. So, bum of the week, Lego, stock up, get your inventory stocks ready. All right.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Peter, what do you got?
No MVBs. No one was necessarily nice to me this week, so I will save that. I will save that for after the Whiskey at Comiskey tailgate, because I expect people to be nice to us then. But I do have a bum of the week, and it's something that coincides with what we talked about at the beginning of the show, and it's the city of Chicago. It's not necessarily because of the whole Soldier Field Stadium thing, but it is for the fact that we all know, we've lived through this. We've lived through enough #summertime shy where we know it's going to be nice out. People are going to be out. We're expecting to, enjoy the weather, enjoy the lake, enjoy the lakefront. The fact that they had a United States men's soccer, the send-off to the United States men's soccer team at Soldier Field, they had Pokemon Go Fest, they had Blues Fest, they had an EDM festival there, all in the same day. I saw some of the videos coming out of that place. It looked like hell on earth. And this is me, a soccer and Pokemon fan. I wouldn't want to be caught dead anywhere near that stadium. This is exactly why the Bears should be moving to Hammond. I don't want it. That stadium walk of death. We've made it multiple times. We filmed about it. Jason, you and I have made it. Joey P, you and I have done that. That stadium march of death sucks so much. And this is during Bears weather where it's nice and cool. Saturday, it was like 90 degrees with like 100% humidity. And there is like just thousands and thousands of people there. Hell on earth. No, thank you. I want no part of it. Sign me up for Hammond. I'll see you guys there. Bum of the week, City of Chicago.
All right. Dougie.
All right. So I've got actually 2 bums of the week, but I'm gonna start off with my MVP. My MVP goes out to Barry Bag of Donuts. Barry Bag of Donuts. He surprised me the other day at the Wolves game. He gave me one of the game goal clinching pucks from the series beforehand. So he actually went online, got the game used puck, and surprised me with it. So that was very nice of him. Didn't need to do that, but it was very much appreciated. Thank you. Jerry O'Sullivan already proleaded to one of my bums of the week. It was Mayor Brendan Johnson for leaving the Bears game early. But not only is it leaving the Bears game early against the Packers, it was him trying to make a valid point out of him leaving early. And that was the thing that like got in my crawl more than anything, was that he was trying to make himself look good in the same sense of making himself look bad. And that's just about as big of an idiot move as you can make. I can't explain it. Like when he said it, you can see like the other people on the radio were just kind of like, oh, like this is the move that he's making, you know? Like I would never admit that to anybody. Like I was talking to you guys about this. Like if I did that, and which I don't leave Bears games early at all, but if never a doubt. But if I were to leave a game like that, and then somehow they come back, and it's probably one of the biggest comebacks against like the Packers in general, like your biggest rival, like I'm not telling anybody. I'm not telling a soul. If I'm with somebody, like if I'm with my dad or if I'm with Joey or something like that, this is a sworn to secrecy thing. This is something we take to the grave. We're never telling anybody we left early. But this guy told everybody. And if he didn't fucking punch his ticket on how to get yourself run out of being a mayor, I don't know what else is. So bum of the week for him. My second bum of the week goes out to the Mariano self-checkout. Mariano self-checkout, the Mariano specifically that I go to has 2 self-checkout areas now. They have them on either side flanking either sides of the registers, and then the middle is like, you know, your traditional whatever. I don't mind a self-checkout, you know, like I'll do the, you know, legwork on it. Until this weekend. This weekend, I was like, hey, it was Saturday. I'm like, I just want to pop in, pop out, get a couple of quick items, and get out of there. Unbeknownst to me, I did grab a couple of adult beverages. The lady working the self-checkout isn't 21. So she has to call 2 different times. I ended up waiting 15 minutes sitting at the register waiting for somebody to come scan my booze. Okay. If you're going to, and I want to say this in the best way possible, if you're going to take away jobs from people and you're going to have 4 self-checkouts on either side, so you're going to have 8 on this side, 8 on that side, and you're going to have us do the manual labor for you, which I said I don't mind, you at least have to have a 21-year-old there to come up, scan your shit, and be gone. Okay. You can't have somebody that's under 21 there. I mean, that's a recipe for disaster, because especially in the summertime, dude, there was 2 other people waiting out of the 8 that were waiting with me. So there was 3 people waiting for booze. All it's doing is fucking up the lines. I mean, we got to use common sense here, people. It was just aggravating as fuck. Bum of the week, Mariano's self-checkout. Terrible.
When Dougie said this story at the beginning, or like in our pre-show, and we're like, "Oh, save the story for the show." I didn't know. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a user error thing." I was convinced it was gonna be like something Dougie fucked up, and it is something Dougie fucked up. You never go through self-checkout with booze. That's like a known thing. You go to this, go to the regular register. There's zero chance I'm waiting. And this is a Mariano's thing, a Jewel's thing, a Target thing. Anywhere they sell booze, no self-checkout for booze. That's a rookie mistake by you.
But then how am I supposed to get my employee discount? Yeah, dude, I call it the employee discount. You grab the organic stuff and you scan it as the regular. That's your employee discount.
Now
doing
he's
the
admitting to
self-checkout yourself.
stealing. I got shit for my
WD-40
WD-40 take. This guy's
WD-40.
actually stealing vegetables.
I'm not stealing. I'm paying for them. I'm just getting the better ones. Employee discount, baby.
Ugh. All right. Joey, what do you got?
I know this news is hot off the streets today, but my bum of the week is Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one.
I love Tom Brady. I always have, but my dude, come on, you really put pen to paper on this, and you got your new organic coconut that's out here, and I can't believe it, man.
Say, what's his name, Joe?
Wait, what's happening? I don't know. I don't know the story at all.
I always had this wholesome look of Tom Brady. Can you imagine if Joey P came out and signed a deal for a new organic coconut drink that's called, as Tom Brady did today, Good Nut? And then
Not nuts, just good nut.
Good Nut. Okay. And then
Who's drinking that?
apparently it's an exclusive beverage in
Gronkowski.
3 flavors that's available on GoPuff. But it's something to do with the NFL too. But his slogan is, "It's a delicious mouthful." So, Tom Brady, I'm sorry.
Chino.
I'm going to pray for you, okay? I had to never meet your heroes. So, Tom Brady, you're my bum of the week. My MVB, and he was very close to also being a bum of the week because on on Friday night he had the Twitters on fire, talking crap about the South Side. My MVP though is Bear Mysterio. Shout out our guy. Got to go visit his and have some delicious tacos in Villa Park on Saturday afternoon and spend some time with my guy. Game planning for Whiskey at Comiskey this Saturday, so he's excited to see many of you again. But yeah, got to go check out his Taco Villa in Villa Park.
I still gotta
Great
make it up.
food.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it up there soon.
I gotta make it out to Taco Villa. I definitely do want to talk to him. He's gonna have some people pissed off at him in Lot B. He was talking some mean shit about the South Side of Chicago.
And that's exactly why Sandy and you were like, okay, you know what? Southside has to go straight to the West Burbs and go represent the Northwest side. And yeah, we came to a peace treaty. Everything's good. Okay. So Bear's good.
All right, good to know. All right. That's our show. Peter, what do we got up for this Wednesday? Because
It's
you're not
you
going to
and
the
me,
Sox
baby.
game.
Not going to the Sox game. I'm going to be missing Davis Martin and Chris Sale, but it's for good reason. Jason, you and I are doing another one of our Baloney Show Bourbon Bums crossover episodes. Last time it was a lot of fun. This time is going to be just as much fun. We got Davy Jones of House Suntory. He's a House Suntory brand rep, and he's going to be telling us all about Japanese spirits. It's almost like a little preview for Whiskey at Comiskey. He's going to be talking about the differences between American whiskey, bourbon, and Japanese whiskey, but also talking about all the different Suntory offerings that they have. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really intrigued and kind of interested to talk to him about just how he came about as a brand ambassador and things like that. And yeah, it'll get you guys real nice and lubed up, if you will, for Saturday at Whiskey at Comiskey.
Yep. He's like the main guy for House and Tory in Chicagoland, and unfortunately he couldn't make it for the tailgate. He's setting rep in his place, but he was so like pumped up about this. He's like, I want to come on and do a podcast or something, talk about it with you. So we're like, we'll make it happen. We'll do it before the tailgate. So get, like you said, Peter, looped up right before the main event on Saturday. So yeah, join me and Baloney on the Baloney Show
It'll be a fun time.
on
Promise.
Wednesday. Yep. All right, and then like I said, go buy this shirt, guys. After you get off the phone, after you get off the interwebs with us, go buy our Sam Antonacci shirt. We also got the Sluggers Incorporated, the 3M. Get that one. Get the World Cup shirt. World Cup versus the World. We got all this merch, brand new merch. Get ready for the World Cup. Get ready for socks. Whiskey Comiskey. Guys, have a great week. We'll see you Wednesday, and then we'll see you more importantly on Saturday in Lot B. Have a great week. Go Sox, baby.